Hello everyone, I am Sakshi Sonkar and I welcome you all to the entrant. Before we get into the thick of the things or into the complexity of the act, let us discuss what has triggered the Apex Code to formulate a specific legislation on sexual harassment of women at workplace. Meaning thereby, is it so that the women are not in the safe space to work? My answer to this question is yes, and you know why? Let us see some of the statistics. As many as 965 cases of sexual harassment at workplace were filed with the National Commission for Women in 2018, and as per the record with the National Crime Records Bureau (NCRB). The data further indicates a 69.2% rise in the number of cases filed in 2018 as compared to 2017. And for a matter of fact, I would also like to share that National Commission Records Bureau (NCRB) has been collecting data on sexual harassment at workplace since 2014. In this series of video, I will comprehend all the questions with respect to what led the Apex Code to formulate a specific legislation, its development, and timelines. And the detailed analysis of the Act will be done in my upcoming videos. So, moving ahead with the introduction. So, have you ever heard of the case Vishaka versus State of Rajasthan? First, I will deal with the facts of the cases. It was a case related to Bhavri Devi, who was an Indian social worker from Bhateri, Rajasthan, who was gang raped while working under the Rajasthan government's Women's Development Program. As a part of the program, she had to spread awareness about hygiene, family planning, and necessity of educating girls, along with the campaigning against female feticide, infanticide, dowry, and child marriages. As a part of her duty, she was stopping the wedding of 9-month-old Gujar daughter of Ramkaran Gujars. To her dismay, she was put forward to a social punishment for stopping the marriage. She was gang raped by Ramkaran Gujar and his 5 friends in front of her husband. Subsequently, Bhavri Devi filed a criminal complaint against the offenders. Unfortunately, the accused were acquitted by a trial court because everyone, including the village authorities, doctors, and the police, dismissed her situation. This injustice inspired several women's groups and NGOs to file public interest litigation (PIL) in the Supreme Court under the collective platform of Vishakha. They demanded justice for Bhavri Devi and urged action against sexual harassment of workplace. So, this was the case Vishakha versus State of Rajasthan. So, what happened before 1997? Was it so that there was no harassment cases done at workplace? It was there. But how do we dealt with it? Before 1997, as you can see in my pointer 1, women facing sexual harassment had to lodge a complaint under section 354 of the Indian Penal Code dealing with criminal assault of women to outrage women's modesty, and under section 509 that punishes individual or individuals for using a word, gesture or act intended to insult the modesty of a woman. These sections left the interpretation of outraging women's modesty to the discretion of the police officer. So, furthermore, the act was enacted which is today commonly known as the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act, Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal 2013. Moving ahead, the act provided protection to all the women from offences of sexual assault and sexual harassment. For the purpose of this act, aggrieved women means in relation to a workplace a woman of any age, whether employed or unemployed, who alleges to have been subjected to any act of sexual harassment by the respondent, or in relation to a dwelling place or house, a woman of any age who is employed in such a dwelling place or house. So, the Act defines what do we mean by aggrieved women. Furthermore, the Act also covered the offences that are covered under the Act are including the definitions of workplace, unorganized sector, internal and local complaint committee, and prevention of sexual harassment, and so on and so forth. Now we will be dealing with the evolution and development of the Act. The process for the enforcement of the Act initiated in December 2007 in Lok Sabha, which was referred to a standing committee in December 2010. A year later, a report was submitted by the Standing Committee in December 2010, which was passed by the Lok Sabha on September 3, 2012. It was also passed by the Rajya Sabha on February 26, 2013. Later on, it was enforced on December 9, 2013. In my upcoming videos, I will be discussing on the basics and detailing of the said Act one by one. So, to stay updated, please subscribe the channel for more such videos. Thank you.